Yeah. Now I did a video yesterday because this totally ties into public relations, and before we close it out, I just kind of wanted to address this because I think Chapek, he kind of is a walking public relations issue in a lot of ways, and as much
you think so,
a little bit, and as much as I defend him, or at least try to kind of see the gray area and the nuance and the decisions he makes, I have to acknowledge that there are issues with his approach. I made a video yesterday with a weird analogy that, like, I think that Bob Chapek should sort of take the Eminem approach when it comes to D23 Expo.
I love that
Eminem,
video, by the way.
I know, right? I know. Well, Eminem, if you guys watch 8 Mile or really listen to any of Eminem's music, his tactic is basically, I'm gonna take all of the insults that you're gonna lobby at me, and I'm gonna lobby them at myself before you can do it. And it's a way to kind of deactivate your opponent.
Yeah.
It's a tactic that's actually very brilliant and very effective. Like the first thing, obviously, Eminem, he's a total white boy going into the hip hop industry. The first thing anyone, if they're doing a rap battle or they're going to go after him, they're going to call him a white boy. He's a redneck. You live in a trailer, right? That's the first level of attack they're going to use against him. So what Eminem did very smartly was basically, you know what? I'm going to use all those. Yeah, I'm a fucking white boy. Yeah, I live in a trailer with my mom. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. He did all of that, and his opponent was left like speechless, like, oh, how do I attack him? There's nothing else left. Chapek kind of needs to do that. Without the vulgarity, obviously. Well, but he needs to do that. He needs to get on the D23 stage and needs to kind of joke about it and make humor about the fact that, you know what? I'm not as good looking as Bob Iger. I don't speak as good as Bob Iger. This 12-year-old kid in the front row would probably do a better job hosting this expo than I would. But you know what? I love Disney, and I'm here for you guys. He has to do that self-deprecating humor. It works on a number of levels. Number one, it makes him human. It makes him feel like he's relatable because he's not this media god. He's a person that acknowledges he has faults and flaws. And number two, it totally takes the teeth out of any attack. I mean, how are any of these outlets going to attack Bob Chapek for sucking at his D23 Expo speech when he's making fun of himself? It becomes a lot harder to do that when he's acknowledging he sucks. He's got to do that. He's got to have that kind of that humor and not be too high on his pedestal to kind of make fun of himself. I think if he does that, he'd make some headway with a lot of fans, in my opinion. I
will say this. I think you should send that video over to PR and have that pass that along to Chapek, because I tell you what, because I'm going to the D23 Expo, I want to see if he wants to get fans' attention when they announce him and he walks out on stage, he should come out to I'm the real Slim Shady. Like that's his theme song. Like I want him to walk out on that stage to I'm the real Slim Shady, and I bet you he would have people's attention right there off the bat.
Yeah, I mean, he has to, like, obviously there's some things he can't joke about. Like he can't go up there and be like, yeah, I'm a cheap motherfucker. He can't go that far with it, because I think that would be, then you're getting into, but like with his own personal stuff when it comes to
don't crush my dreams, please.
But when it comes to stuff like his speaking ability, his physical appearance compared to Bob Iger, I think these are things that are fun that he can joke around about and he can kind of poke fun at. And I think it would go a long way with the fandom. I really do, because you know what? I still stand by this. As much as Bob Chapek is not perfect, and as much as he makes a lot of mistakes on a business level, I do still think a lot of his hate is personality driven. And we've seen it with Tomorrow and the reactions. The inconsistency, it doesn't lie. I do think if he improves his image in regards to personality, I think the rest will kind of follow, in my opinion.
I think, honestly, to promote Genie Plus, he could always come out like dressed as how Genie was at the end of the Aladdin film, with the Hawaiian shirt, the khaki shorts, the flip-flops, and the goofy hat, the briefcase, the suitcase, going on vacation. Because, I mean, technically, I would, because that's the one thing that I've always took with like with the past CEOs, like how they would even to tomorrow, you know, to his thing, you know, where you're walking with, you know, with the public, you know, you're talking to them. It's like, get done on a personal level rather than just be a corporate face, so to speak.
Right. Get off the script. Get off the script, Chapek, and just be yourself. Because obviously, look, I'm sure Chapek's wife could tell you a million stories about Bob Chapek being a fun guy, funny, humorous, you know, but we don't see that Chapek. We see the scripted corporate guy. Like, just let go a little bit. He should come out there and say, hey guys, I'm here at D23, and actually this was my second second option. I was going to go to Disneyland, but I couldn't get reservations. You know,
perfect.
Joke around, have a little
perfect.
fun. You know, have a little fun, and it would bring the house down.
Yeah,
and it would make him more likable. And this corporate thing that he's doing with the scripts and dodging Destination D and avoiding the event and being super defensive and having the corporate press releases do the talking isn't working. I think you just have to be Chapek. I'm sure he's a really cool guy, a nice guy, funny guy. Let the real Chapek shine through. The real Chapek, please stand up. Right, George?
There you go.
The fans can see through it if you're not authentic.
Absolutely.
So I think it would be in his best interest to do that. I think the other thing that he might need is a win, like doing something that's specifically for the fans, not unlike what Bob Iger did with Al Michaels and Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, right? It's like, do something for the fans.
He has the golden opportunity to do it with this expo coming up. You know, with it being the 100, you know, year anniversary of the company, he has every opportunity to take it by the forgive me for saying this, the bull's balls, so to speak, and kind of like drive with it. And I mean, he would have it. Balls to the wall.
Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see if I can get something there. Balls to the walls alert, huh? Here's what's up.
Yes.
There it is. Oh man.
There it is. George did it. I had to drop it on him.
That's great. That was perfect.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, he really honestly should go, no pun intended, balls to the wall at this expo, because this is his time to shine, because this will be the first expo back, not just with the delay from the Pandy, but also him as the full CEO, you know, so he should really like be driven to, you know, kind of get our attention, tell us some things that'll intrigue us, some things that we want to hear. And, you know, and on a PR standpoint, I can imagine the hot mess that the expo is going to be. You know, we're probably going to have to enter the convention center all signing waivers, you know. You know, to talk about a PR nightmare on that end.
Well, I'm hoping the Pandy is well in the rear view when the D23 Expo hits. I think a lot of people, regardless of where they stand on the Pandy and whatever, I think a lot of people are ready to live their lives again. You know, I know Baby Yoda is. You know, he wants to take the mask off. You know.